Dámy a pánové, já vás vítám u videa z herní série Hogwarts Legacy. Doufám, že si videjko ze školy čar a kouzel v Bradavicích náležitě užijete a enjoy! Konečnou ložiště odložíme, jdem se podívat na vedlejšáček, který je docela daleko, což mi nevadí. Jakož jednoho jsme se zbavili. No, tak proč nesundat jeho pobočníka? Tady je. Hnedka pode mnou.
Are you ready to finish Harlow?
Základní zbraně nové musíš koupit blueprinty a postavit. Všechny zbraně se craftí, si jde. Tak hodíme později Warframe a můžeš se přidat na Discord, na mise a vysvětlím.
I'm ready to finish Harlow once and for all. What is your plan?
I received an owl from Mrs. Bickle. She wondered if we were having any luck going after Harlow. Suggested we could gather evidence from a friend near Manor Cape.
But she warned us to stay out of it. Was rather adamant about it.
Precisely.
Harlow knows that we saved Archie, and that we rescued Mr. Rabe. The letter didn't come from Mrs. Bickle, did it?
I do not believe it did. Harlow intends to ambush us.
But now we have the upper hand. We can prepare.
We are stronger than Harlow, and he knows it. That's why he's resorting to this sort of trickery. We must go.
I don't know if we should be rushing into this.
If he thinks we are aware of his plans, he may call off the ambush. We should behave as he expects us to.
Fair point. All right, let's go.
Brilliant. Harlow's reign ends today.
Perhaps we ought to inform Officer Singer of our plans.
I already sent her an owl to let her know that we were following a lead given to us by Mrs. Bickle.
Are you concerned she might tell your mother?
Já ho můžu používat, i když ho mám.
Indeed she will, but so be it. I am tired of hiding it
Mimo
from her.
tašku,
My
očividně.
mother needs to understand that I will not be safe from the Ashwinders until everyone is. I shall pursue them until they are finished, and I think she knows that. As do you.
Počkat, proč mi to sleduje jiný úkol? Ne, tady. Tak kam to ukazují ty tečky?
Keep an eye out. Harlow is likely around here somewhere. I sense he is close.
Where is he?
I do not know. We should look around. Hush now.
Gullible children, walk right into our trap.
Ashwinders, we were right.
Now come on, always.
Let's finish this job and be done with it. Waste of time, this is.
Jíz nic netušit. Ještě někdo někde žije? Aha. Nebo ne?
Little Nat Sioni, innit? And her excruciatingly loyal companion. You two have done quite a bit of damage to my business interests. But I must grudgingly give you some credit. What was once a mere annoyance has become remarkably problematic. Fortunately, I pride myself on my problem-solving skills.
Good. Další souboj. Už tady má své pochopy. Jo, to je ten velký. Počkat, já potřebuji zabít ještě ty malé. Aha, ti už nejsou. Tak jo, no. Dobrý, ještě se zvedl. Čekaj, to je jenom kruciát, to ji nezabije. No vida žije.
I'm sure you are up for a visitor.
Yes, Mother. I feel fine, and it will do me good to see my friend.
Very well. But do not overdo it, Natsai.
I know, Mother.
Tuto si boss fighty, jo, ale jenom ve 4, ne v 10.
It is good to see you, my friend.
Tvoje máti mě asi ráda nevidí, zasekla se mi o stůl.
I'm glad to see you're doing so well.
I am doing better than it appears. I am only here because my mother insisted, just to be safe. I was relieved when she told me that you were all right.
Only because of you. How are you feeling?
Well, I've had better days, but Nurse Blaney says that I am on the mend.
I'm sorry, Natty. It's my fault you got hurt.
What? No. Do not blame yourself for this. The moment that I saw Harlow aim his wand at you, well...
You did what came naturally.
I suppose it was instinct. Yes. I could not simply stand there and let you get hurt.
Then I shouldn't feel guilty?
Of course not. There was nothing that you... Oh. Oh my... I cannot believe that it took me this long to see it. He made a choice based on instinct. My father, you, my friend, are no more to blame for my injuries today than I am to blame for my father's sacrifice years ago.
From what I know of him, it seems there's a lot of your father in you.
That's very kind of you to say. I hope that you are right. This has all been a bit much, hasn't it? Taking down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot. But we have done it. Rookwood is dead, Harlow is on his way to Azkaban, and the rest of them are on the run. A few of the dregs will still be about, fighting for their lost cause. But Rookwood's enterprise has fallen apart.
Everything is safer now because of us. Because of you.
Thank you, but we make a formidable team. You, my fellow traveler, have enriched my time at Hogwarts beyond anything I could have imagined. Thank you. I believe your friendship to be one of the most important in my life. Thank you for coming to visit me. It is always good to see you.
Complete not side on relationship line. Takže tahle linie je dokončená.
We are the stuff of poems.
Okay.
Our love is the muse of 1,000 rhymes.
No. Jako chtělo by to dokončit i tu druhou linku. Kentaura, ale... Není tam ještě nějaký ten vedlejšák. Dokonce 2, historie třídy magie, ale... No vydá. Pas číslo 2, to není dost tak zajímavé, ale... Tady ten vedlejšáček, že se objevil, to je... Fajn. Nádoří zvonice, to skočím sem. Není to v questech jako takhle napsané, ale je to jeden z těch mapových vedlejšáků. Což vůbec není na škodu. Krát jsem se mohl portnout na lepší místo asi. Pokec.
Professor, I wondered if I could ask how you came to Hogwarts.
I suppose that is not an unexpected question. After I told you about my time in Mahutokoro, it was a simple matter of fate, really. After my experience with the Toyohashi Tengu, I was determined to find work that would fulfill me. I accepted a position with the Japanese Ministry of Magic. I cannot tell you the specifics of my work. A few years into my post, I had the honor of working with Professor Weasley, at the time a curse breaker for the British Ministry.
Professor Weasley was a curse breaker for the Ministry.
She was. But I would advise you not to inquire upon it. She is quite clear that her focus is now Hogwarts. We coordinated, shall we say, defensive efforts on a particular matter, and were talking one evening about the rigors of our respective positions. She mentioned plans to return to Britain and Hogwarts specifically. I noted I could appreciate her decision. Her description of the school was so enchanting that when she wrote to me a few years later about the open position of flying professor, I was intrigued.
I suppose I can understand wanting to move on from all that you went through with the Tengu.
But that is not at all what happened. I was not moving on. What happened will always be a part of me. I learned from it. My reason for coming to Hogwarts was to expand my horizons.
Then you enjoy being a flying instructor, even after all that happened?
I do. And not despite all that happened, but because of it. You would do well to let lessons be just that, lessons. Learn from your errors, in judgment or otherwise. I am proud to impart such knowledge upon students, no matter where in the globe they may reside.
Jo, pulzy. Crucio a vada by stačila. Nestačila. Nestačila, protože cooldowny. Technicky by ti stačilo rozhodit prokletí a pak hodit avada. Z jednoho jediného talentu. Černé magii, kterou tak mám skoro vymaxovanou. Takže tady avada zabije všechny prokleté cíle. Takže ty, když si rozhodíš, že nepotřebuješ jenom Crucio na prokletí, ale že prokletí hodíš více spely a máš tam třeba 10 prokletých cílů, tak ti stačí jedno avada a na 11. cíl a ripne všech 11. Takže jako dá se to i takto udělat. Což já mám to prokletí, že dávám na všechny cíle, ale nějak jsem ještě plošně nelikvidoval stylem avada. Kromě jedné arény teda. Vypadá na velmi zábavnou hodinu.
Lesson we will cover a truly thrilling event. The Goblin Rebellion of 1752 and all its triumph and tragedy. But more specifically, we will address the devastating effects it had on the wizard milling industry. Throughout the many goblin battles, countless wizard cloaks were lost. Actually, we do know the number. 632. But history occurs outside the classroom. And look, it's time for my constitutional. One can practically osmose the history flowing through Hogwarts.
I think the professor wants us to follow him.
Že by. Takže nyní všichni, kdo ještě nestihli usnout. Jo, tu si.
Good to see you again. Recovered from that nasty bout of dragon pox, have we?
That wasn't me, Professor. I'm new here.
Are you? Well then, welcome. No doubt you're eagerly anticipating my analysis of various wizarding councils, codes, statutes, and of course, goblin rebellions. Not all goblins are rebellious. Some venture into wizarding politics, such as Eargit the Ugly. Some are talented artisans, such as Bragbor the Boastful.
Did you say Bragbor? I know that name. Lodgok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock.
Well known for his metalwork. I would imagine much of his goblin wrought iron and silver has survived to this very day. Where were we? Oh yes. Back to our class topic for today. Grimbold Weft. Another notable historical figure. He's right nearby. Students can find him on display here at the bell tower entrance.
Grimbaldův útek.
Oh yes, I see you found Grimbold Weft.
Yes, I rather enjoyed seeking him out.
The thrill of the scholarly pursuit. I know the feeling quite well. Now, let's turn our attention to the agreeability and general good nature of Sir Athbuttle. He's also nearby. See what you can learn from him for your next assignment.
Athbuttle?
Standing in eternal but symbolic watch over the bell tower is a retinue of loyal knights, or rather, statues of knights, I should clarify.
What I wouldn't give to be back on a broom right now.
Will spot the statue of Sir Athbuttle,
This Wagadu's history is, well, a bit different than that of Hogwarts, to say the least.
Mávající rytíř.
Revelio.
And sculleries, where his warm and approachable demeanor was celebrated by old friends.
Přemýšlíš, jestli lze... No, v Invizu hodíš kouzlo a už ví, co a hledají. Můžeš se sice schovat za roh, ale jako už jsou zbrucovaní. Potichu je můžeš maximálně tak likvidovat.
Professor Binns, I found the statue of Sir Athbuttle.
Ah, well done. Alas, Sir Athbuttle's affability was his undoing. Died instantly trying to befriend a basilisk. Eye contact is not always to be encouraged. So beloved was he that even some goblins mourned his passing. Of course, that did not bode well with the rest of the goblins, most of whom could not abide mourning the loss of a wizard.
Pity goblins and wizards can't get along.
True. But imagine how dull my lectures would be without goblin rebellions to discuss. History does tend to repeat. It is a series of patterns, a thought both comforting and disconcerting. The wise student, such as yourself, will learn from it.
Historie třídy magie, splněno.
History is written by those who do their schoolwork, so they say. Or at least I like to say that.
Tak, to vypadá na jeden z posledních vedlejšáků, jasné, tak ten zápas. Budu se muset obětovat a splnit to, byť mi to absolutně vůbec zrovna tady ta šťouchaná nebere. Tajné pokoje nemají žádný vedlejšák. Exity. Druhy s pokladem 35 a 30, 143 ze 150, 10 a 1. No, že víceméně téměř všechno jsem tam našel.
How can we do so much and accomplish so little?
Tak jo. Jdem se možná tady s tím.
Hello, Samantha. Are you here for Summoner's Court?
I am. I'm actually rather good at it. Used to play all the time with my brother until... Never mind. Shall we begin?
Yes, I'm ready to play.
Then let's get summoning. Accio!
Se dívám, co to tam je zase za novinku.
What was I thinking?
A je. No ještě tady nemám požadovaný kouzlo.
That was sensational. Accio!
Jako mohlo by to spadnout. Aha. Oje.
Yes!
Tak jako.
How am I to top that? Accio!
Co? Ty svině.
Yes!
Ale víš, co je fajn? Že mě prakticky teďka stačí cokoliv.
That settles it then.
Naštěstí takovouhle spadlo, takže to bylo lepší, než jsem čekal.
Show against Natty in class, I thought I could beat you. Appears I overestimated myself.
Don't say that, Samantha. You're a fine player.
Well, that's very kind of you. Let's just say if I'm good, then you're better. I happen to know who you're up against next, and she's no shy opponent. Best of luck.
Oh, god damn. že by proti nikomu? Že by vedlejšák zmizel? Perfekto. Tak, tady už není žádný vedlejšák. Ne. Dvě stránky a jeden polovit. A jedna truhla tam někde líce, ale budiš. Tady je to komplet. Žádný vedlejšáky, no. Tak uvidíme. Budu zkusit tenhle úkol, jestli náhodou přestane blbnout. No a pokud ne, tak hold budu muset jít na hlavní quest. A bude to blbý, protože zrovna tuhle linku bych taky chtěl dokončit. Tak uvidíme, jestli se to zbrchá, no.
Mysterious and a bit unsettling. What to do?
No jo, klidnou ruku a...
At least we're out of the classroom.
Nízký led.
I take it this means you had some luck at the library.
It took a few hours and some eye-watering maps, but I think this might be the cave Doran told us about.
Impressive, especially with how little information he gave us.
Well, I'm still not sure this is the cave, but it did seem the most promising. I stumbled across some folklore about a cave in the area that people avoid. Seemed the perfect place to hide something of value. It's a bit of a leap, I confess, but might a mysterious item such as a special moonstone be hidden in an equally mysterious cave? I think I'm desperate for anything at this point.
Did you discover why people avoid this cave?
Ridiculous, really. Rumor was that the cave drove people mad. I couldn't find any account by someone who had been in the cave, though. So either it is a rumor, or anyone who went in wasn't in any state to speak of it afterwards.
Well, we're here. We might as well have a look.
Agreed. I wonder if you'd go blind from staring directly at a moonstone.
Tak mě by zajímalo, jestli už to přestane bugovat a půjde to splnit. Nebo se to zase posere. Achievement Redemption. Discover all Cairn Dungeon. Dobře. Začíná to líp. Začíná to achievementem.
I suppose we'll find out, won't we?
Mince. Já mám docela problém v tom, že... A to s tím přeskočí, předtím to nepřeskočila, takže snad. Vidíme. Předtím to zhaslo při tom přeskakování. A jistě. No. Ještě tady toto si vezmu, děkuji. Tak, pojď sem. Zatím, ahoj, si jde. Tam k té bedně nahoře se bohužel nedostanu. To nemilé, ale je to tak.
I beg your pardon?
No, Flippers.
This must be how the rumor about the cave started. The Fwooper's song is said to drive anyone who hears it mad.
Revelio.
Lumos.
Tady se to zasíná vždycky. Což je problém. Tam bez toho neproskočím, takže no. Tak uvidíme. Ale bych to musel někam obejít. Jen to jde otevřít.
Why am I not surprised? First the Fwoopers and now this.
Jeden. Druhý.
Lumos.
We need to find moths for those spinners.
Tohle otevře zde.
Perhaps the runes on the walls have something to do with finding the moths.
Tak.
Lumos.
Když teďka mám 2. Předtím jsem měl 1, takže... Teď to možná pojede.
Another obstacle. No matter. I'm sure we can work out a way across.
Takže tu dám sem. Tuhle hodím sem. Takže 1. Jo, teď to půjde. Druhá. A třetí. Což je v pohodě, protože tady se můžu ještě potopit. Ano. Projď to tudy a vyzobat zbytek. Tady jeden truhlož. Je tam ještě jedno. Bylo. Co tam je nade mnou? Tak hen tam to přeplave, tam je východ. Tady je ještě šťavnatý goodies. Jen se vrátíme na začátek víceméně. Tak, dávaj. Jo, to je tady to. No, jsme prakticky na začátku. Dobrý, takže tuhle nepotřebuji tady dostat přes toto. Ale tím pádem, když už teďka to šlo otevřít, tak třeba se povede přeskočit nahoru. Uvidíme. A jo. No videa. Najednou to šlo. Hezké. Takže se to odbuglo. Že tam nešlo vyskočit a že to nedalo třetí můru. Paráda. To si mohl myslet, že tady bude víc těch blátoplazů. Okay. Tak jako jsou o 10 levelů nižší, no. A tady jsem nechal kytku. Mince. Ty jsem si nevšiml. Já něco si. neupálení, ale... Já... Bubla, to je jak zvláštní. Teď si vezmu odměnu. Tady se jdem potopit. Ukáž. Dobré, dobré. Jsem rád, že se ten quest rozjel. Na 3. pokus.
It's even more beautiful close up. It's got to be here. I just know it.
No. Ne, nic tam není v té vodě. Tady má se asi skočit zpátky dolů. Nějaká popínavka.
I don't know. I've been listening to them for a while now and I'm starting to lose my mind.
Very funny. I was just thinking how it's proof that poachers
Já tam nevyskočím.
assuming this is where the moonstone is.
Není tam nic. No, nejde to už kubnout.
We found it. It's like staring directly at the moon.
Čincův měsíční kámen.
Well, we found what we came for. Now we just need to bring it to the henge.
Jako bych jich neměl dost, i když od polovy jdu, no.
Well done, Poppy. This did end up being the right cave after all.
A good thing too. We need every advantage over the poachers if we're to get to the Snidgets first. We should do as Doran suggested and bring the moonstone to the henge.
No, můžeme odejít.
We shall. If we leave now, we should make it there by nightfall. That's the henge, precisely where Doran said it would be. But now that we're here, I'm not entirely sure how to feel. We knew we were at the cave for the moonstone, but Doran didn't tell us what to expect when we placed the stone in the henge.
I don't think Doran would knowingly send us into danger.
You're right. I suppose I'm worrying over nothing. Let's make our way down. We're nearly at the end of this. I think that's it over there.
Teď jsme kde? Teď se mapa neukáže, zamčeno. OK.
How's your gran doing, by the way?
Nothing keeps Gran down. She set up a caterwauling charm and threatened to make a coat out of the next poacher that set foot on her doorstep. I still feel terrible that I'm the reason they went there.
Surely she'll be pleased you've gone after the Snidgets.
I hope so. Gran understands how important it is to protect those who need it.
Tak sválně, kam za mnou vyskočíš? OK. Kamínky.
I think we can safely say we know where the moonstone goes.
Do díry.
was a mooncalf dance. Do you know how rare it is to see even one? They only ever happen under a full moon. Though I suppose the moonstone allowed it to happen now.
Is the pattern they left behind on the ground normal?
All part of the dance. No one pattern is ever the same, though. We'll need to draw this one to get a better sense of it. Can't wait to tell Gran that I've managed to see not one, but 2 mooncalf dances. She'll be jealous.
You've seen this before?
It was pure luck the first time. I was on Highwing, or I'd never have spotted it. It was the night Well, the night I met Highwing, actually,
I'd love to hear about how you and Highwing met.
I'd actually like you to know. About 5 years ago, Highwing had been captured by poachers. At first, they planned to sell her, but soon decided they wanted to kill her instead. More money, I suppose. I'd finally had enough. I freed Highwing and we ran. We'd flown for ages when I spotted mooncalves dancing below and we landed to watch them. It felt like an omen. A good one. A sign that the worst was over.
What do you mean you'd had enough and the worst was over?
You see, the night I freed Highwing was also the night I ran away from home. A poacher camp. I come from a family of poachers.
Merlin, I don't know what to say, Poppy. I can't imagine what that must have been like for you.
I never fitted in, but the older I got, the more apparent it became. Gran tried for years to convince my parents to let me live with her. Suffice it to say, when I left with Highwing, I flew straight for her house.
How brave. I'm glad you escaped.
So am I. There were so many creatures I was unable to help when I was younger. Now that's all I want to do.
From everything I've seen, you're doing precisely that.
I've had a bit of help. I've never told anyone any of this, but I'm glad that you know. It's nice to have someone to talk about it with.
We were around so many poachers in the tent. Were you not worried about being recognized?
Poachers are nomadic, and most of the ones in the area aren't any I'd grown up with. That said, I suspect someone must have recognized me. That's how they got to Gran.
Do your parents know about the things you do now? Saving the dragon from the fighting ring, for instance?
We don't speak, or rather, they don't speak to me. Last I heard, they were in Borneo trying to make their fortunes there. Acromantulas. However, I wouldn't be surprised if word has got back to them. Some days a part of me hopes that it has. Now that I'm older, I wish I could talk to them, get them to see sense. But sadly, I suspect that wouldn't do any good.
What was it like growing up in a family of poachers?
The thing I remember most was how much we moved around, always chasing the next big kill. It was chaotic and dangerous and nowhere a child should ever grow up.
I'm glad you told me.
We should get back to Doran. He'll need to see the symbol, and we've got poachers to beat. If you collect the moonstone, I can make a quick drawing of the symbol for Doran.
Tak to bude hodně rychlá kresba.
Are you finished
Už
with
to
the
má.
drawing?
Just barely. I think the pattern's a bird. At least that's what it looks like.
Didn't the journal say the key to finding the Snidgets lies in the moonlight?
Of course. That's it. We need to show this to Doran. Not that I'd know where to find him at this hour. Perhaps we should head back to the castle and we can track him down after a good night's sleep.
Agreed. I'm ready to leave if you are.
Dámy a pánové, doufám, že se vám videjko líbilo, tady to aktuálně pro dnešek zapíchnu. Nezapomeňte hodnotit, komentovat, dát odběr a na viděnou u dalšího videa.